Hey guys, it is Jason DeLong with Heartland Homes KC. Hope you are having a great day and staying warm out there. I got Drew here today. Just we're talking about the Kansas City market and inventory levels and kind of what that means for buyers and sellers. So, welcome, Drew.
Hey, Jason, pleasure as always to be accompanied here for the Facebook Lives and getting some of my questions answered, and I'm sure they're questions you get on the day to day as well. So,
Oh
happy,
yeah.
yeah. So, like you said, we're going to be answering some questions about the KC housing inventory. So let's have you go ahead, Jason, and lead right into my first question there of what's the housing inventory looking like in Kansas City?
It's low. It's it depends on what area you're in. We're anywhere from probably a month and a half to 2 months of inventory. And just for people that don't know, what that means is, if nothing else new came on the market right now, it would only take a month and a half, 2 months to sell out that current inventory down to nothing. So wintertime, it's always a little bit less, and we'll start seeing a little uptick with the spring market coming. But I don't really the amount of contracts that are coming in now. I don't know that it's going to grow much. Maybe get to two months, across the board. So it's definitely low inventory.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of with that picture you just painted, it sounds like there's barely any homes on the
I
market, so to
know.
speak. So,
Scary.
so uh, to kind of piggyback off that question, how do you think it's going to start to pick up here as we start looking to move into this spring market here in Kansas City?
It'll definitely start picking up. We've got a lot of calls from past clients who are looking to sell, looking to upgrade. Just they want to put a list together of what needs to be done to get the most value out of their home and get their home on the market. So we're getting a lot of those calls right now and making those house visits. So they're looking a couple months down the road. So I think and I don't what the groundhog say. I don't know if he saw a shadow or didn't, but winter should be ending soon, and kind of got that feeling around here. So people are starting to put their list together and get ready for market. So I think we'll start seeing more homes come on in the next few weeks. And once the weather warms up, some of the buyers start getting more serious and look, because no one wants to move when it's freezing cold out.
Yes, I concur. I concur with that 1000% because I have had to move when it's cold out. It's not the most enjoyable time in the world.
Uh,
I can't can't
no.
agree with that. So, with that being said, the inventory is looking to get a little bit better long term wise, obviously, just because of the spring market that's coming. But how is this affecting sellers right now with the low inventory levels that you're seeing?
For sellers, I mean, it's a good and bad thing. Because if you buyers are pickier right now, so they're looking for a lot. Some sellers think they can just put their house on, needs some TLC. Those aren't moving as quick, so you're better off coming in and sprucing it up. Not doing major work, but just kind of sprucing it up, clean the carpets, and doing some touch up paint, maybe updating a few things, and getting your best value, and it's going to move quicker on the market. Um, so but with that, you also want to look at price, and you don't want to price it too high, because you price it too high, then buyers just they know that, and they'll move on and maybe keep their eyes open for something else. But it could be bad for sellers in the fact that if you are looking to sell and then buy something else, you kind of got your ducks in a row, and if not, you might be stuck without a house. Or if you try to move too quick and put something continued, you could be stuck with two houses. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, without question, that double-edged sword or the snake bite, so to speak, you
Yeah,
don't want to get
yeah,
caught with. That's for sure. So, you touched on this a little bit of how it's affecting buyers a little bit and potentially submitting contingent offers, things of that nature. But let's have you dive a little bit more into it, Jason, of how this low inventory is affecting those buyers out there.
yeah, absolutely. And I was telling you before that, just I mean, really, so up. in the Northland where we're at, anything under 200,000 that's updated, just it goes quick. We put one on last Saturday, had 30 buyer showings in the first day. I think we had two, two or three offers, um, and some of them that didn't offer just because they knew that they didn't want to compete with other ones. Which I hate that scenario. It's just tough for buyers right now. I mean, countless buyers, have come to us and said, "Yeah, man, we've lost out on the last 4 or 5 deals because of multiple offers," and it's just frustrating. I mean, some of them just flat give up and try to wait it out. But unfortunately, I don't know. I don't think our market's going to change in the near future where they will be able to wait it out. So and we actually had a rehab that uh, hopefully get this buyer under contract today, where we'll finish it. So almost like a build job on one of our rehabs, but she's not competing with anybody else. So the agent was smart, reached out to us and said, "Hey, what do you have?" But it's tough out there, and they're paying top dollar.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely. I know as being a buyer at one point, just it's got to be definitely picky, choosy, so to speak, of what you're willing to sacrifice and potentially submitting that offer, especially
Yeah.
with low inventory. So, we kind of touched on the at least short-term foreseeable future here of the spring market, looking at inventory potentially increasing, kind of as it usually does around this time of year. So more so, Jason, I want to look outside the spring market. So come
Mhm.
next fall, next winter, you can expect to kind of continue to see these inventory trends. Kind of what are your thoughts as you the lighter half or later half, I should say, of 2020? What are you expecting more so from the inventory levels then?
I think it's going to continue. um, we were having a conversation with a few of our lenders yesterday, and I mean that's another thing. Rates are just at an all-time low, and I don't see them, especially with the election being election year. I don't see them increasing up at all. I mean, so I think through the rest of the year, it's going to continue to be the same, if not even get lower on inventory. So that also poses a question. Some people, if they do sell, they might rent for a little bit. They won't pay the high prices, or it puts them out of the range for what they need in a house. Puts them out of range for what price they can afford to pay monthly. So I really think it's going to continue, and we're going to start seeing some people, buyers and agents, are going to have to get a little bit more creative and kind of seek out some of the properties that might need some work, and then hook them up with a contractor to get that stuff done, after they close, or prior to close. So it'd be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I know definitely a lot's up in kind of limbo, so to speak, with the presidential election coming up, and most notably real estate in general with that. So, other than that, that's my last question I got for you today, Jason. So, I'll let you go ahead and wrap it up there with any final thoughts.
Yeah, I just it's crazy, and a lot of people have questions, and I love chatting about the market and just kind of pointing people in the right direction. So if you're buying or selling, or have questions whatsoever, reach out. Love to talk to you. Love to come look at the house, and um, you know give you some values. Tell you what needs to be done to get it sold. What doesn't need to be done to get it sold. So anyway, yeah, enjoy your weekend, and look forward to chatting soon.